All right, so this is going to be what our assignment looks like. And I just want to go to, like, we've done these notes, right? We did part 1 and part 2. First part 1 was glue down your book page. Part 2 was harvest your magazine, build an images library, a library of images. Part 3, I haven't written in there, but that was your list, right, that you did. And today I'm going to talk about part 4, which is cutting out images. Okay, but I wanted to first look at the rubric. Okay, and the rubric is what you're going to be graded on. Let me zoom that in a little bit and see if I can get here. Okay, so criteria 1, you need to use at least one of these things: juxtaposition, transformation, dislocation, or proportion. Okay, so just one. Okay, that's 10 points. Okay, 5 points is the images are put together to create a story. So all that really means is that you're being thoughtful about what images you put together. You're consulting the list that you made of meanings, images and their meanings, which we talked about on Friday. Okay, and again, it does not have to be a story like Cinderella or like any pre-made story. It can just be like, how do these images relate together to make meaning? And the last one is neatness in cutting and in gluing. And so I want to talk about neatness in cutting and gluing today, because really most of you have not been taught how to cut anything since kindergarten. And there's a few tips and tricks I can show you. So let's do that. Okay, so let's go back here. And I'm just going to find an image that I want to cut out. That is here. We'll go do this one here. Okay, so there's a couple of tips to cutting. And this kind of cutting is called fussy cutting, meaning that you are doing a really nice job. So the first tip is if you cut up at the top part of your scissors, you're going to get a very jagged edge. So I'm just going to cut. I was trying to go straight, and even there it's jagged. Okay, and sometimes, especially if you're not paying attention, you can get some of these like little things that kind of flip up, little jagged edges like that. That is what we don't want. Okay, so the trick to that thing is to cut down here. The scissors are actually sharper down here because it's used less, and you're just squeezing and cutting. So when I cut, I get it all the way open to that part down there. And then make a nice straight cut. Okay, a lot smoother. Now, what if you need to go around a curve? Okay, this is the part of fussy cutting that's really important. You always keep your scissors in one position, like this position, and you just like up and down like this. And instead of cutting around like this and moving your hands like this, you are moving the paper. So I'll show you. I'm going to just cut this little guy out here. And I'm just moving the paper. And when I need to go around a corner, I spin the paper. See how I'm moving the paper there? This is called fussy cutting. I'm just going to cut right over the top of that. I'm not going to do all the little tiny details. Like if you were to cut around a flower, you're not going to be able to cut out all those tiny, tiny little cracks and crevices. You can see how I just move the paper. Okay. And I want to get a really nice close cut. So I'm moving the paper. And that is like the best little secret another artist taught me few years back, and it serves you well to move the paper. My scissors have literally been in this position the whole time, okay? So that's how you can get around corners really well. You can get really nice cuts and images like this. And then I was just going to show you, I started my collage. Let's go back too far. Okay, so I've been working on using proportion, right? Big and little. So here, you can see I've got a big cat and a little church. But then I've got a big cat and an even bigger ring. And then a big piece of money there. So you can see how I use proportion, right? And I use the security envelope as like a mountain. You see how I just cut it like a mountain? It just gives it kind of the suggestion of a mountain. So I'm putting this over here, and then these ones, what I did is I just cut in between. And these are some bouquets of flowers that I just put in there. And once I glue it down, you won't really see the cut. So I was trying to kind of bird cat, kind of opposite, right? And then I also noticed tons of color, not very much color, kind of washed out. And then I started getting some more meanings, okay? So as I was working on this, I got some meanings here that I'm gonna let you guys kind of think about and what it could mean. Let me see. Okay, because there's no wrong or right way to read a collage. I feel like there needs to be something more here. So as I'm working through my collage, I'm gonna look for something to put here to kind of tie the two together. And you'll notice I haven't glued these down. So I could switch them, you know, but I did glue, I knew I wanted these here. So I just glued little pieces together to make like a little cluster, and then it's easier to move them around. So those are my little tips, mostly about fussy cutting, okay? So we have the whole week for us to work with this collage here, and you guys are gonna have your own collage, but I would suggest once you've got your list of meanings, right? Pick some meanings that you like, that you want to pair together, and then fussy cut those things out. So that's how I got like the cat fussy cut it out, because I go, oh, cat. I had the oh, here's the church here. I had the castle cut out, but it just didn't work. And so I just let it go off to the side, and I'll use it in another collage, okay? So you don't have to use everything that you cut out. All right, so I'm gonna leave that there. And we'll get started on working on these collages.